So let's look at a program to count the number of letters in a string. So first let's look at the logic. So let's take an example. Let's say I have a string which has hello world. So if you count the number of letters, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And there is a space also. But we are not going to count the space, we are going to count the number of letters. So the logic is basically you should input the string, then you should access each letter if or you should access each character because the space is considered as a character. So access each character. Now if the character is not equal to space, then you should increment a count. Okay, so once you finish accessing all the characters, what is the final count value? That is your number of letters. Currently I am assuming that we are not inputting any special characters like dollar or question mark or hash or something like that. So we are inputting only alphabetical string with a space it can provide. Okay, so let's make that simple. So our pseudocode will be input string. Okay, and then you need to have a loop. So the loop should go for string length. That means in hello world the string length is basically 10 characters or 10 letters plus 1 character, which means the string length is 11. So loop for string length number of times, and then you need to check, or before this you need to initialize a count. It's a variable, you say the count is initialized to 0, and you say if the value of the string is not equal to space, you can denote space by 2 quotes, then you increment the count. So once you end the loop, you print the count value. So whatever be the count value, that will be the number of letters inside the string. So now if you come to the program, I'm not going to write the complete program, but you need to know a couple of things. First thing is there's a data type called as string in Java. So you can define something called as string, let's say sentence. Okay, now you can use system.in scanner and everything, and you can get the input from the user. Once you get the input from the user, so when you need to get the input from the user, you are actually using a string to read the input. So basically, let sc be the scanner object. You can say sc.nextLine. So this will give you the complete string including the space in the sentence. So if you type hello world, you will get the complete hello world including the space in sentence. Now string is a class, and I have an object called a sentence. So there are a couple of methods for string. first method is called as length. So if you say sentence dot length in bracket, it will return you the complete length of the string. That means including the space. So you get 11. Now, how will you access each character? So there is another method called as char at in round braces a value. So this value can be any integer value. So basically it is the index. For example, let's say the value inside or the string inside sentence is hello world. Okay, so when you say sentence dot char at 0, this is actually the value at the first character of the string, which is h. Similarly, when I say sentence dot char at 1, it is the second value, which is second character in the string, which is e. Similarly, you can go to up to 11 characters, which will be the last character, which is d. So in Java, you need to write a for loop in which your loop is till the length of the string, which is sentence dot length, and for each value of I, you need to check if sentence dot character I at the index I is equal to, or I would say you need to check if it is not equal to the space, then you increment the count. So you should have defined the count initially and you should increment it along with this. So this you need to look at online, see how this is implemented, and see how you can use the methods to find the number of letters in the string. So basically I means here this is a for loop. Each time the value of I is different, it will be accessing different different characters. For example, when I equal to 0, this is char at of 0, which will be h. Then next loop I will be equal to 1 because you are incrementing I, so it will be char at 1, which will be e again. So this will keep on going. So this is actually a pseudo code. This is not a complete code, but you can implement the complete code because it's not a tough program, and you can find out the number of characters inside the string or number of letters inside the string. Thank you.